Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today, if you notice, I have quite a different lighting on my video. I'm not sure how it actually will look in the video, but I'm filming during the day and it's nice and sunny, and I just decided to open the windows and try to film a video. Let's see how it will go. But today I would like to talk to you about the reading slump. If you watch some of my videos, previous videos from the month of March, you are probably aware that I'm in the middle of a reading slump. And it bothers me. But at the same time, when I actually try to think about it deeply, I'm not sure why I'm so bothered about it. Because it's painful, but I don't really understand why. I'm just wondering, when did I reach this point that an ability to read made me so anxious about it? I'm not sure about you, but for me personally, when I'm not able to read for some time, I struggle and I'm not really sure how to deal with it. I don't know, is it about social media? Or is it about self-imposed goals that we create for ourselves in terms of our reading? But something is not necessarily right about it, because reading is supposed to be your hobby. It should bring you joy. It shouldn't bring you suffering. And can we actually blame social media and digital content? I'm not really sure about it. For me personally, even before I started my own Booktube channel, I was subscribed to many Booktubers online, and I'm consuming lots of videos related to books and all book-related topics. And watching these videos, I do feel that they provide me more and more ideas of the books I would like to read. And you always feel this push to read and read more, just because you feel, just consuming these videos, that people around you are reading so much, and there is so much FOMO created around it, that you feel that you will never be able to read all the books that you would like to read, because there is always something new coming up. I think we need to be realistic. How many actually books you can read during your lifetime? And even if we push ourselves and we try to read a book a day, let's say, if you really have plenty of free time, which is not the case for me, unfortunately, I don't think it's actually a realistic goal just to try to push ourselves to read as much as possible. On the other hand, maybe we can blame our productivity culture. I am personally a goal-oriented person, and I feel that I always need to strive to achieve something. And if you saw some of my previous videos on this channel, especially my my collaboration video with David from Four Corners of the Page, I was actually voicing some of my concerns and pains around my experience starting my Booktube channel. It's not necessarily about the reading, but I think it's quite an interesting illustration of how this productivity culture, how it is affecting us. Because for me, for instance, when I started this Booktube channel, I had a very false idea, a notion that I need to have a goal, I need to strive for something. And it really started affecting my mental health in the beginning. I think, I hope that by this time in my progression with my Booktube channel, I think I reached this sort of equilibrium, maybe mental equilibrium, when I don't really care much about numbers, about how many people watched my videos and how many subscribers I gained. It doesn't necessarily mean that I don't care about it at all, just because you're still a human being and you want to feel that what you're doing actually matters, and someone actually likes and appreciates what you're doing. But at the same time, it doesn't really disturb me as much as in the beginning. I feel I am much more grounded person in terms of my channel experience at the moment. But I feel probably this is the reason why I feel sometimes that I need to read more, just because I feel there is always a goal, and I feel that if I started a book, I absolutely sure need to finish it, which sometimes is not the case, and we just force ourselves to finish something that we maybe not really enjoying. I'm not sure you found yourself in this sort of situations, and I know there are lots of schools of thoughts on the subject, Do you need to just stop reading something that you're reading just because you're not vibing with it and it just doesn't really work for you for some reason? I'm not sure. In the beginning, I did try to force myself just to finish books I didn't really like. But at some point, I just realized that life is too short to read something we don't like. And there are so many books, so many wonderful books that are just waiting to be discovered. And it shouldn't be torture. You should just enjoy what you're reading. It's just not about numbers and goals. And it just should be some wonderful experience that you're really looking forward to. And again, this social media experience, I think, creates lots of FOMO nowadays. As already mentioned, for me, for instance, personally, I'm not sure how it is for you. Please let me know your experience with the videos if you're following some other people on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure you do. I'm not delusional thinking that I'm the only person you're following. But anyway, when I watch all of these videos on YouTube, book related, I feel it creates lots of FOMO for me. You are always on the hunt for this new amazing book, and you feel when people are discussing these new books and all of them are excited, and especially with, I think, fantasy booktube community, I really feel it because it seems like there are some certain books that are just taking rounds across a booktube community in the fantasy and sci-fi genre, and they become booktube darlings, and everyone is just praising them, and you feel that you're really missing out on this experience. But do you really? I don't know. Because for me, for instance, I tried some of the books that the people were just praising, absolutely loving, and some of them didn't really work for me. Like, for instance, Free Body Problem trilogy. I was already discussing it in one of my previous videos, and I had this conversation with David again from Four Corners of the Page. And it didn't work for me. He loved it. And I didn't manage to finish. I read 2 books of the trilogy and I just stopped there. And I don't think I will ever continue. Another example for me was Greenbone Saga. I did finish it, but I finished it on audiobook just because I couldn't really push myself to actually finish it on a physical medium. Just because I wasn't really enjoying it as much as the rest of the people online, at least. And I don't know, I was reading it and I was just really looking forward to this moment to find out why people are so in love with these books. And it just never happened for me. I don't know, I think we should really start DNFing books when we don't vibe with them. It saves us lots of time, lots of effort, and maybe you can just put this effort and time actually into books that you'll potentially love. Who knows? And we keep comparing ourselves to each other. You know, when you watch these videos and people are reading 100, 200 books a year, well, it is ridiculous, to be honest. I don't know, because even for me, I think last year, I'm not necessarily sure how many books I read, but I think it was between 70 and 80. I'm not sure at this moment. I don't remember. I probably need to double check. But even for me, I feel sometimes I'm checking actually my accounts on Storygraph and Goodreads. And I look at some books and I'm thinking, did I read them? Did I actually? Because I don't really remember much from these books. And I'm thinking, if you're one of those people who is reading 100, 200, 300 books a year, every year, do you actually remember them? Do they actually stay with you? Can you have a discussion about them? I don't know. I have my doubts. And I don't think it's about numbers. That's why for me, for instance, I just stopped giving myself these reading goals, which is probably not true, but it's sort of true at the same time. I started giving myself very extremely achievable reading goals on Goodreads. I always put for myself a reading goal of 30 books a year, which is extremely achievable. I usually reach it by probably April, around April, May maybe. So I don't really put too much pressure on myself in terms of my reading. So I can feel proud of myself that I did reach this goal, but at the same time, I don't feel pressure that I need to read certain books just in order for me to achieve my reading goal. Let's say, for instance, I put a reading goal of 100 books a year, which is not attainable for me, unfortunately. Then I would have to compromise on my reading and probably just select very short books for me in order to achieve this reading goal. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to compromise on my reading just to satisfy this sort of comparison with others and this culture of productivity. That shouldn't be the goal. And I really advise you maybe to put some sort of reading goals that are very easily achievable for you as well. So you can celebrate your reading, but at the same time, you still can enjoy it. And again, this reading goal of 30 books for me maybe is not achievable for someone else. And there is nothing wrong about it. I'm actually thinking to film another video on my reading speed because I realized recently that I actually have extremely slow reading speed. And I read very, very slowly. The way I read so many books a year is just because this is my main hobby and entertainment. I used to be a gamer, but I stopped playing games for some time, even though now I'm thinking to start doing it again. And actually, by the way, I ordered a new, I think, Super Mario RPG game for my Nintendo Switch, and it should arrive today because we are planning, my partner and I are planning to go on a holiday, and I just decided to take my Nintendo Switch with me and just have some fun with the new video game. And I haven't played for a while. But anyway, reading is my main hobby. I don't watch TV. I don't really do much of anything else, to be honest. I don't really go out much. I'm a pretty domesticated person, if you can say this way. But yes, I can achieve my numbers just because I spend lots of time reading. But my reading speed is absolutely horrendous. It's very low. Yes, I will put out a video at some point about it, and we can accumulate me online. I'm just telling you, we shouldn't compare ourselves to each other. All of us are different. And I think the only goal you should have with your reading is just enjoying it. Nothing else really matters. And I had all these thoughts about my reading slump, and I just realized how ridiculous it is. Because my thoughts are just filled with this comparison with others, this FOMO, this desire to be efficient and productive with my reading, which just doesn't make sense. Because reading should be your hobby, your joy. You should have wonderful moments associated with your reading. And I just decided to let myself go and just don't care about it. Even if I read a book a month, it is already an achievement, and I should be absolutely be proud of it. And you should too as well. I think we should stop counting the number of books we read and just stop comparing ourselves with each other and just rush to buy this new book and just try to read. And yes, it is a wonderful feeling when you can participate in this reading community and you just discuss these books with other people at the moment when everyone is reading it. But at the same time, if you're not feeling it, just stop. Because you will not have the same wonderful experience as other people have if you just hate reading it, if you don't feel it, but you feel you have to do it just because other people doing it. It just doesn't make sense. I think we just should be kinder to ourselves and do something just because we love it. It is a hobby, especially for me. Even this channel, I'm not getting any money out of it. This is not my business. I open it, honestly, just to meet other people. And I feel I'm so lucky that I already met quite a few friends online and I can discuss books with them. This is the most important thing about this channel for me. I shouldn't push myself to read more books just to satisfy my wrong assumptions about reading. Let's be kinder to ourselves and to each other and just read what we want, when we want, and discuss it and just love the experience. I really hope you liked this video. I'm not sure if you had the same sort of thoughts and feelings and if you've ever been in a reading slump and you felt uncomfortable about it. Please let me know. I would like to discuss it with you and maybe we can share some other ideas how to actually combat this feeling. See you soon. Bye.